Hey yo, it's Brian here. Today, talking about the San Francisco 49ers. In this one, going to be given 3 reasons why the 49ers suck right now for the first 5 weeks. Yeah, we could just pretty much say they're 2-3, very behind the NFC West race, even behind in the NFC West in particular. Not good at all. They got to make some changes absolutely this week in order to salvage whatever season they can for this game against the Rams. If they can do that, then they have a very good chance of making the playoffs. NFC West title, I don't know, but definitely a playoff spot. But if they don't win this game against the Rams, I think it's pretty much over. When you lose to a division opponent again, like the Cardinals, and this time the Rams, season's pretty much over, I would say. But at the same time, if they beat the Rams, then it's very good, encouraging sign for them, and they're still playing to have a playoff spot at least, and hopefully a Super Bowl run. I know that sounds far-fetched now, but hey, with 2020 happening right now, anything can happen. I mean, for crying out loud, the Cleveland Browns are doing a great job, and they're about like 4-1. They just beat the great Colts team with our boy DeForest Buckner. It's 2020, anything can happen. I'm gonna get this video started, but before I do, I wanted to say some things. Happy birthday to Jerry Rice, GOAT player. I wish I was able to see him when he was playing, but unfortunately I was not born yet, so I'm a young 49er fan, right? But anyways, happy birthday to him. Also, Dak Prescott, Cowboys quarterback. Hopefully he has a fast recovery because that injury looked absolutely terrible. Want to go look at it, you just search it up on the internet. But Prescott, we're all with you. Prayers to you, man, and hopefully you have a fast, speedy recovery as soon as possible. Let's get this video started, but before I do, please like and subscribe. That's going to definitely help you out a lot. Click that bell notification to get notified of future videos. Share the channel, share this content with fellow Niner faithfuls. Let's get this started. 49ers, top 3 reasons why they suck right now in 2020. Number 3 for me is going to be the coaching staff. I really don't talk about them in a negative light for the past couple of years, even when they were not that good in 2017, 2018, but this year in particular, it's just been all wild, especially with Kyle Shanahan, Robert Saleh. I don't know what's going on with them. Saleh, I mean, it's like he became a wizard and then he just dumped it down and forgot how to be a defensive coordinator. Some mistakes that he definitely made, highlighting is definitely Brian Allen. I don't know how you put him on the field for so long after Fitzmagic is just destroying you on that side. Gained 2 touchdowns, 150 plus yards. I don't have to repeat the statistics for you guys on how Fitzpatrick did against him. Yanked him too late. It was a little too much, too overwhelming for the 49ers defense. I thought that was psychologically just absolutely terrible. Allen, he's definitely not going to be a cornerback in an NFL uniform anytime soon, I would say. Failing to make adjustments, failing to make some stuff with the defensive back position. I know it's really beat up right now. I'll be talking about them in a second, but just being able to make stuff happen when people are out, that's what you got to do as a defensive coordinator, and certainly he's not doing a good job with that right now. Hopefully it will change, but I don't know. I mean, is he just a product of Nick Bosa being awesome last year? Because prior to that, he didn't really have the best talent, but when Bosa came last year in 2019, he was just awesome. He was able to have a lot of freedom, a lot of flexibility on his defense, but this year in particular, since he's out, he's looking like the defensive coordinator that we saw in 2017, 2018. Is he that genius, or is he just an overrated coordinator? I don't know, that's really early to react. I know that's kind of harsh, but at the same time, you got to make some adjustments during the game. Use the players that you have right now to make them the best player that they can. You got to do the Bill Belichick approach. Just do what the players are good at. Don't try to make them do anything different that they can't do. That's all I can pretty much recommend Saleh as a regular 49er Joe fan, whatever you want to call it. He needs to make some changes, and defensively it's not working out. Kyle Shanahan, I don't know what's his deal with passing the ball. I know Jimmy G, he can be talented. He's great in my opinion, but when he's banged up, when the offensive line's not great, you can't expect him to pass the ball like 50 times in the game and do great. Expect him to get like 350 yards and 3 touchdowns or something like that. That's just not going to happen, especially the way how the 49ers are right now on offense. I'll be talking about the line in a second. He needs to run the ball more, in my opinion. I mean, he's always have a wrong reason with not running the ball. I mean, the only time he was really happy was in the NFC Championship game and the game against the Browns on Monday Night Football last year. Other than that, he just loves to pass the ball. I mean, it's okay to run the ball. I've seen Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. They've had a lot of success on those gadget plays, those wide receivers rushing sweeps, whatever you want to call it. He's had some great success with that. You got to use that a little bit more. Raheem Mostert, George Kittle, even Kittle, he could do something like that as well. Just anything like that, trick plays. I mean, with the way that your team is right now, you have to rely on that kind of stuff even more. I know it can get a little gimmicky and stuff, but if that's the way to win football games, then you have to do that, in my opinion. You can't just be doing the old-fashioned stuff because a lot of your guys are out. The offensive line is not great. I know that. You just got to do stuff like that instead of just going with the tried and true, trying to get Jimmy G and CJ Beathard to win with their hands. It's not going to happen right now in these conditions. So that's just what I would recommend to Kyle if he was ever watching this video, is just to run the ball more, use those gadget plays. I think it could work out even more than having a chance for CJ or Jimmy to throw an interception, potentially be a pick 6. You don't want that case to happen. So that's just me. Coaching staff, they need to make better adjustments during the game and also have a better game plan, in my opinion. That's all I can recommend, especially the game against the Rams coming up this Sunday night. Number 2 for me, defensive backs, absolutely trash. I don't know what else to say. I mean, Brian Allen's the holy grail of this whole discussion right now for why the defensive backs are terrible. I know Richard Sherman's out, Emmanuel Mosley's out, Ahkello Witherspoon is on a bad hamstring. Dante Johnson's even out for crying out loud, but you got to make some adjustments then. You got to give cornerback help. You got to give safety help, but I don't know. It's just not really working out well. I know the stuff is not going really well in 2020, but they just got to make some changes there. But the defensive backs, they have to make some changes as soon as possible. They got to do something. I heard Emmanuel Mosley might be available to play very soon, but other than that, they still got to do something. Hopefully Salah has a plan for that. But defensive backs, they are just absolutely trash right now. They're a big reason why we are losing in 2020. They're the reason why the defense, it looks really, really bad right now. I mean, defensive line, kind of okay considering the fact that Bosa's not there anymore. Linebacking core, Fred Warner, he's just a beast. Alexander, Greenlaw, I think they do a great job, but defensive backs is just killing this team right now, and they didn't address this position during the draft, which is very disappointing. It's looking like it's going to bite them back definitely in 2020 if they don't make any changes. So defensive backs, they got to do something, got to make something happen. And number one for me, the biggest reason why the 49ers suck right now in 2020 is the offensive line. You can blame Jimmy G, you can blame CJ Beathard, Nick Mullins, all that cool stuff. They do have their problems, definitely, but I think the offensive line doesn't give the quarterbacks a big chance on being able to make nice plays, being able to secure the ball, getting sacks and everything like that. It's just been absolutely terrible this year for the offensive line. Last year, it was just almost perfect. They were great considering all the injuries that they had. Kyle Juszczyk, he was being great fullback. Mike McGlinchey, Joe Staley, they were on top of their game, but just for some reason, it's just really off for the O-line. It's mostly the same O-line from last year. I mean, the biggest difference is Joe Staley to Trent Williams, but is that the drastic change that made this offensive line terrible? Is Williams not that great offensive tackle that we knew in Washington? I don't know. I mean, is football rust in it? I mean, he's made some nice plays. I mean, he had that nice pancake to that Arizona Cardinal defense, but other than that, he's allowed 2 sacks. He's had some penalties. It's just not really working out in San Francisco, and the way it's looking right now, he's not going to be on this team next year if he can't improve on what he was doing right now. He has to make some adjustments some way, shape, or form. I don't know if it's football rush or anything like that, but it's not really working out at the offensive tackle. And McGlinchey, he just fell off a cliff. I don't know what's going on with him as well. The interior line, they're getting outplayed by the defensive line from any team. They really have to do something with this O-line. I don't know if you have to make some changes within it, but shift some players to other positions or replace Trent Williams. I mean, that's kind of harsh to say. That's kind of bold to say, but he's not really working out right now. Hopefully they get some motivation, some fire to do really well. I mean, they have a tough defensive player and Aaron Donald this week. They had to take it really seriously and do well for the next couple of weeks, especially against the Rams. But that's just me. I think the offensive line is the biggest reason why we're sucking right now in 2020. As I said, you can blame Jimmy G, Nick Mullins, Beathard, yes, they've been a problem so far. Well, Beathard, I don't know. I mean, he hasn't really had a lot of time to play after replacing players. But Mullins and Jimmy, they had terrible moments, but the offensive line not doing them any favors. And when the offensive line is really good, the quarterbacks can go, the running backs can go, the receivers, they have time to separate. George Kittle can be George Kittle. That's what really needs to be changing right now for the 49ers if I'm them right now. That's pretty much it, you guys. Please let me know what you guys think about the 49ers and why they suck right now in 2020. I like what you guys say in the comments below. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe. That's going to help me out a lot. I'll be catching you guys up probably tomorrow when I predict the game against the Rams. I'll see y'all then. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Go Niners all day.